Welcome to Urban Update. I'm Byron Barnett. Project Think Different is a grassroots organization established in March of 2002 with the mission of using arts and pop culture to increase the power of voices in civic dialogue and policy formation to ensure equity and fairness. It's about using pop culture as an organizational tool to reach disengaged youth and to inspire them to think differently about their ability to create positive changes in their lives, communities, and society at large. Now, with me to explore this fascinating new concept is the founder and director of the project, Think Different, Sherazad King. Ms. King has spent the past 12 years working in various aspects of strategic management consulting and change management, from mega firms to the U.S. macro enterprise consulting in West Africa. Also, Professor Price III, he's a PhD and he's a musician and ethnomusicologist. That's a mouthful there. He's a consultant who studies the music and cultures of the African diaspora. Professor Price is currently a visiting assistant professor of music and African American studies at Northeastern University. Also, Francis Fan, he is a music producer based in Cambridge, Massachusetts. His focus is hip-hop, R&B, and dance music. He is also founder of upstart Fana Records and produced for the Jammin' for Justice CD. Very good one, I hope. And also we have Kiki Breathe Life, winner of the PTD message competition on economic justice. All of you, welcome to Urban Update. Thanks for coming in today. Sherazad, let me start with you. Just give us an overview. What is the mission of Project Think Different? And just tell us about how the organization came into existence.
Well, the mission of Project Think Different is to really connect people to their voices and their power to create change in their lives, in their communities, and in society at large. The organization came about really based on my own personal struggles and feelings of powerlessness. When you look at the issues of the world and so many of the challenges that we face with racism, sexism, and so many of the isms that continue to be a problem decade after decade, century after century, there tends to be a sense of hopelessness about our ability to have an impact on a large scale. And so many people in our generation, especially in the generations that have come after me, really want to make a difference, but so often do not know how to plug in to opportunities that will provide them a forum for change. Oftentimes they feel that their voice doesn't count, or that there's not really anything that they can do to have a lasting, far-reaching impact. So what Project Think Different does is it creates an overarching context that supports action for individual change by utilizing pop culture media. We all recognize that pop culture has the ability to socialize us and shift perceptions about our ability to make a difference. And then we also enable young people to exercise their ability to have an impact. So first, creating that overarching context that supports informed action, and then supporting individuals in taking those initial steps to make a difference.
Okay, Professor Price, professor of American music and various things in that area. How are you reaching out to these youths who are disenfranchised? How do you use this to reach out to them?
Sure, what we do is really go to where they are. And that's one of the reasons why we use popular culture, the various facets of various styles and genres of music, film, video, and really take our message to them. And what we like to do is approach it with a three-pronged kind of approach. And one is access, the second is education, and the third is dialogue. So in terms of access, what we want to do is bring socially responsible music, film, and video to those venues so that these young people can experience this, and also have folks who are looking for this type of material, give them the access to the material. Second, in terms of education, we want to help folks, through a very disciplined curriculum, see how to decipher a lot of the symbolism, all of the intricate kind of cultural and political, social symbolism that's in the music, and kind of help them decipher that, but also educate folks who want to create socially positive and socially responsible music, educate them how to do that. So we do the educational piece.
Now, Francis, I guess when you approach youngsters about doing this, I guess how do you inspire them to convince them that they can actually do something positive with something like music, other than just the music itself?
Well, I think a lot of the youngsters are already driven as far as like wanting to kind of express themselves in positive ways. So a lot of times what I find is the trouble I have is just a matter of access and resources. You know, a lot of times the youngsters with their voices don't really have an opportunity or a means to you know, go into a recording studio and be able to express themselves. So so for me, you know, as a producer and as a musician, a lot of times what I would do is kind of help enable them. Again, they already have a very good sense of what they want to express and communicate, but I basically serve as their conduit. So really, they're very driven to begin with.
Okay, and Kiki, I just want to get to you before we get to a break here. Now, you're a performer. How has performing sort of empowered you in a way to express yourself through political and social topics?
Oh, actually, it's more about providing, like Francis said, it's about providing that voice that is a lot of the youth and a lot of people out there want to communicate certain things and might not have the resources or the means to do that. And what I do is basically I come out there and give them that voice, that chance to express themselves in a way that they might not be able to. And it's not necessarily saying that, you know, everything is positive all around us. We do have negative issues, and everyone is going through a lot of negative things, especially at this day and time. So it's basically a means of saying that, you know what, I can identify what you're going through, and this is how you can express yourself. And they can see that and be more inspired and be able to express themselves in a way that may benefit them in the future.
Okay, when we come back, educating and enabling everyday people to create solutions-oriented pop culture, messages of music, film, and video. Project Think Different increases engagement in civic dialogue while simultaneously creating public awareness of the issues. Stay tuned, we'll have more right after this.
That we need to attack with self-knowledge and determination, and more than the education given by this nation to seek the truth, hidden between the lies they feed, cause more puppets and Barbies is not what we need. To know that change is necessary for us to grow.
Project Think Different believes that contemporary society needs messages that catalyze education, engagement, vision, and action. This includes the construction and dissemination of messages that provide a framework for change in channels that people are tuned into, and forums where people can learn and direct their energies towards positive social change. Joining our group is Kwesi Johnson, a filmmaker who produced the documentary Pop Life, using popular culture for positive change, and Professor Ukumbwa Saute. Ukumbwa is a professor at New England Institute of Art and Communications and Newberry College. And also we have Anna Portnoy. She's a Citizen School apprenticeship and a young film representative on the Project Think Differently Board of Visionaries. Welcome, all of you. Thanks for coming into Urban Update. Now, before we get into our discussion further, we're going to roll a little video. This is a Project Think Different public service announcement that I understand a couple of you supervised some middle school students at the Harvard Middle School in Dorchester. Let's take a look and then we'll talk about it. Roll the tape.
Affects you. How do you want bigger city?